What's going on, people? Welcome back, Onlyfacts Sports Podcast.
Did you check?
No, you told me it's 18. You told me it was 18.
I'm just saying. I thought you checked like to verify what I'm saying.
No, you told me it's 18, so I just...
Cool. This is staying in, by the way.
Yeah, I know, but if it's not episode 18, it's your fault, innit? So cool. It is what it is. Welcome back, episode 18, allegedly, of the Onlyfacts Sports Podcast, and we are getting closer to some big fights. Not a lot is happening this week, but big fights coming up. Big fights being cancelled.
Keeping it real, it's just been dead, innit? Like the last 10 days. I was trying to
keep the energy high.
Last week, Claressa Shields, shout out to Claressa Shields, coming out in that Gucci swimsuit and that.
I want to talk about that actually, but carry on. That's a separate topic. We're going.
Yeah, but I'm like, so generally speaking, boxing is going through a slow period, so is football going through a slow period. Bare people are inventing content and we're just not those type of people still. Yeah. We can't fake it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just can't fake it, innit?
Yeah. Yeah, well, the thing is, we're not paid by any broadcaster to be like, oh, it's amazing.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So we just chat shit. This topic's going to be more about chatting shit, innit? Like, bare man's going to get cool and, like, because this is where it is. You see, if you don't provide us with content as consumers, we will just create content out of you.
Facts.
Pause. Do you know what I'm saying? We'll just...
we've got to talk about something.
We've got to talk about something.
And if you want to hear about stuff that's not necessarily just sports related, but more controversial topics, then head over to Onlyfacts Extra. Link should be in the description of this video where we talk about more stuff that's a bit cancelable, I guess.
Cancelled content.
Do you know what I'm saying? But let's start with, your boy Boots, Jaron Boots Ennis. Talk of him fighting Josh Kelly, which I don't know how that's even come about. I don't know Josh Kelly's promotional situation.
There's so many tiers.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah.
There's so many layers to this. Because the first layer is, obviously, Boots is moving up to 54 for the first time.
Yeah.
The next layer is the fact that, is Boots ducking Virgil? Why is it not Virgil in his first fight? Why is it Josh Kelly in his first fight? The second thing is...
Who's saying that? Where's that coming from?
That's coming from a lot of them Latin fans.
Yeah, but they're gonna...
A lot of these people are saying, well, you were offered the tier female fight, you turned it down. But that's because you weren't staying at 47, so we hear that. Then you were offered the Virgil fight, and
so are we not allowing fighters to have a tune-up at their new weight anymore? Is that gone?
That's what people are saying. Sorry.
Everyone has a... Bad fire.
I'm sorry.
But everyone has a tune-up fight when you move up.
Of course.
So I don't think that's...
Devin Haney.
Unless you're Devin Haney, in which case man calling you for that as well. But
yeah, literally, you can't win.
Is it a colour thing? Is it a colour thing? Do you know what I mean? Because I don't know. Like, I think if he has 3 or 4 fights at 54 and he hasn't fought Virgil, then there's definitely serious conversations to be had. But he's moving up. Josh Kelly, what you'd expect to be a routine win, maybe, not causing him problems in terms of not winning the fight, but, some sort of tricky test maybe.
I mean,
but
you know what it is? A lot of people don't like Eddie. Boots just signed a re-extension, so he extended his contract under Eddie Hearn.
Yeah.
So I think his next 3 fights will be under Eddie again. So I feel like what people are looking at is like, well, you really re-signed to Eddie for the Josh Kelly fight.
Yeah, but obviously not.
Obviously not.
Yeah,
but
that's
people. We're talking about human beings, bro. Talking about human beings.
And we're talking about Americans.
Yeah.
Mostly Americans.
Yeah, we're talking about people who consume things on like a instant basis, a microwave basis. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, alright, cool. That's like me cooking rice and peas. You gotta boil the peas before you put in the rice.
Not everyone does.
Yeah, that's my point. Yeah, some people
use peas.
Some people actually use green peas.
Man don't know there's not peas in rice and peas, bro.
Literally.
Do you know what I mean? But some man don't know. Well, it could be peas, but a lot of times it's beans.
It could be beans. Fact.
So that's just what it is. But yeah, I think to me this is clearly just an adjustment fight when he's moving up.
Of course.
Virgil Ortiz will be a tough battle.
Tough first fight.
And it will be pretty much a 50-50 fight, I would say. Maybe you give the edge to Boots, but I don't know.
You don't know. I mean, Virgil's definitely fought the better competition. He fought Madrimov, he fought Boachuk. So he's fought the better competition at 54 especially.
But again, when you say he's fought the better competition and he's fought Madrimov at 54, man are now trying to use Madrimov to discredit Crawford and say you ain't fought no one. But that's a whole different...
I hear you. Yeah, but obviously when you're saying he's going to fight Josh Kelly, we definitely know Madrimov.
That's several levels below. You know but that could be the 3 fights. Like, I mean, to me, I would see it as Josh Kelly, then maybe someone like Madrimov, who's seen as a very tricky person to beat. But Virgil was losing the first part of that fight. Then he went to another gear. Course. If Boots can beat him as well, then we have that figure comparing how you two both beat him, and then you clash.
Well, according to Eddie, it's just going to be Josh Kelly, then straight Virgil.
Fair enough then. So what man complaining about then?
Because
that's the very next fight.
Bro, you're talking about people who literally, this is boxing. You know what I'm saying? Like they're saying because he just signed the extension, we expected a big fight.
The thing is, well, like when you say this is boxing, if man have been fans of boxing, like these things happen all the time.
All the time.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like before, in years gone by, they just would never have fought each other.
I mean,
it took Errol Spence and Crawford to just get on the phone to each other and do it.
Wasn't Canelo's first fight Rocky Fielding at 68? Yeah, like.
Do you know what I mean? So what we talking about really? So yeah, that's what it is. I mean, man are just gonna obviously back their favourites, innit?
Facts. But in terms of how the fights actually come about, Adam Booth first said it. Obviously, Adam Booth trains Josh Kelly, and Adam Booth first spoke about it. I feel like Boots is a person where stylistically, I feel like you got Josh Kelly who's got a poor man Philly style. I can't even say a Philly style. Like he's got a poor man Philly style.
It just doesn't work.
It just doesn't work.
Yeah.
He tries it. It just doesn't work.
He doesn't even have a Philly style. He stands in a Philly stance.
Yeah.
But none of the actual boxing is that style.
Yeah, facts.
And then you've got someone who is
really
that style.
So I feel like stylistically, it will literally just be a mismatch. But Josh Kelly is a natural 54. I mean, I don't know how Boots made 47 for so long, but that's a whole nother question.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to struggle at the weight class. But I do think Boots is under a lot of pressure. I think Boots is under a lot of pressure because there's a lot of people just saying, even though he came off a great performance against Stanionis and unified the titles, a lot of people, I feel like Boots could...
It's microwave stuff, bro. Before the fight, it was all a 50-50. Stanionis is tough. Who knows? After the fight, Stanionis is a bum. Who's he for?
But that's what people are going to say. If Devin Haney beats Brian Norman, they're going to be like, oh, Brian Norman was a kid. He was 24. You should have beat him anyway. Do you know what I'm saying? You always hear this.
Devin Haney was undisputed.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you always hear this crap. So it's one of those ones where I'm like, when you look at Josh Kelly, and I'm like, if I'm Boots, you have two roads that you can go down. You are like almost gonna be, which we're gonna get to, the new face of the black market. It can't be Devin.
Can't be Tank.
Which we're gonna get to. You can't be Tank. So you're that new guy. But do you want to be the guy who's new but signed with Eddie, who's loved to hate? Do you know what I'm saying? Who the black fans have loved to hate. Do you know what I'm saying? Like Devin.
Hitchens is there.
Hitchens, but he's with Eddie as well.
That's what I'm saying.
Like Devin signed to Eddie, and we know he's the villain. Do you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you're not a villain. But now all of a sudden, why are you getting all of this villain? Like, why are you being villainized?
Black Americans seem to like a black man being on a plantation, so long as a different black man owns the plantation. Then that's fine.
They prefer Samuel Jackson to what's the Leonardo DiCaprio?
Yeah, to Candy.
That's what they prefer. And for me, the power dynamics are the same.
Yeah, 100%.
The power dynamics are exactly the same.
Yeah.
You're still going to be picking cotton no matter who the slave master is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
it's a weird mentality, especially given that Eddie doesn't have any negative history of like screwing over fighters. Or, you know what I'm saying? Don King wouldn't pay fighters. Or like if Eddie had them type of allegations on his name, then I could understand.
Or even someone like Oscar, who's historically like always favoured Mexican fighters. If you look at Eddie Hearn's career,
he's dispassionate.
Made a name from black people. Like his dad made a name from Eubank Senior. He made a name from AJ and Kell Brook. Obviously, the only person you could say maybe is Carl Froch. But everybody else, like, he made a name. When he came over to America, the first people...
Even beyond that, I would just say Eddie's dispassionate to culture. He's just a straight business
green.
person.
It's all about green.
Do you know what I'm saying? That's all it is. He was the first one to do a deal with DAZN. He was the first one to do a deal with the Saudis. He was the first one
to do, like, the multi-countries setup thing.
Yep, he just don't care. He just don't care. Do you mean he was putting on small shows in the early DAZN days in like Italy and stuff like that? He just don't care. Do you know what I mean? So the dislike of him, other than I'm not against disliking someone or attaching business and success to a particular culture, but you've got to give me a good justification as to why you feel the way that you feel.
Of course.
And if you can't tell me why you feel the way that you feel, then I'm lost on what the argument is.
It doesn't make sense.
It don't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. For me, just bringing it back to the whole Boots thing, and if Boots was to listen to this, because I can actually get this to Boots as well. Like, this is actually one thing I forgot. Shout out to YSM. Shout out to YSM.
You know the people them in that gym.
Shout out to YSM.
Yeah.
But if there's one thing I would say to Boots is, like, you actually have to play the next phase of your career almost ultra chessy. Like, I hear people saying that you're signing to Eddie Hearn. Obviously, it's a co-promotional deal. But for me, the reason why you have to play extra chessy is because we're going through a transition in boxing where this might be the last ever promotional deal you ever sign.
Yeah.
Because if we go by the trajectory of what we're doing, you might be doing business directly with the site fee, directly with Saudi, or directly with the zone. Do you know what I'm saying? You might not even need that. Do
you think he should be thinking about that though?
Bro, the reason why I'm saying that is because Tank done a deal directly with Amazon, not through Al Heyman. Al Heyman may have represented Tank, but it wasn't through PBC. He personally done that deal.
Yeah.
Just like Canelo done his deal.
But I'm saying from a pressure perspective, he shouldn't be thinking about anything. I think he should, if he's got business partners or whatever, they think about that stuff. But Boots himself should just think about the fight that's in front of him and deal with that when the time comes, rather than overlooking Josh Kelly. And he'll probably smoke Josh Kelly anyway, but overlooking Josh Kelly and thinking, right, once I get through Josh Kelly and once I get through Virgil, then I'm going to do this. Don't get to all that, because especially when it comes to Saudi, because them man are cursed. Them man are actually cursed when it comes to planning too far ahead.
Do you think this was a middle fingers to the Saudis? Because Boots didn't have to sign with Eddie. He didn't have to sign an extension. He turned down 2 deals from Turkey because he didn't want to go on a Turkey card. And he signed an extension with Eddie. Do you think that's a middle fingers up, or do you think he's like, no, I don't think so.
I don't think that Americans look at the Saudi landscape the same way that we do. Do you know what I'm saying? They're used to it. And this isn't an attack on Americans. Do you know what I mean? So for some fighters, that's the right thing to do. For some fighters, maybe not. But they are not. Saudi hasn't infiltrated American boxing the way it's infiltrated British boxing. So when a British boxer does a big fight and it's not through Turkey, it looks crazy because they're very well infiltrated. It's not the case.
I think it's because of the overseers.
Yeah.
Like the overseers, like whilst Bob Arum may do a one-off deal, he's still got ESPN and Top Rank. Whilst PBC is still Al Heyman.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? The overseer, like Al Heyman does not have the same relationship as Eddie has with Turkey.
100%.
Him and like, do you know what I'm saying?
They're probably strangers, yeah.
Yeah, literally. And it's probably the same with Oscar. Like Oscar might bow down to Turkey, but he's still got a whole entire market of Latin fighters who, as we've said.
But he's still building fighters. Eddie and Frank are putting fighters that are still being built, like a Sam Noakes, onto these Saudi cards, whereas Oscar's still building some small talent. It's not until you are a Virgil Ortiz level that you start getting these types of cards.
I hear you. That's a good point.
But we are culturally so much closer to the Arabs and the Saudis than, you know what I'm saying, if you're in London, seeing an Arab...
Well.
When I say culturally, I'm talking about England.
People.
England, you know what I'm saying? Like 100%, it's not as much of a... In England, there's less people that are going to mistake a Sikh person for an Arabic person.
Yeah, of course not.
But in America, that's quite common.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So
like I remember telling people in America that Indians aren't Muslim.
Yeah.
Do you know how mad?
Yeah.
Do you know
a lot of Indians are not Muslim.
A majority of Indians aren't Muslim.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
there's like 4 or 5 languages, 3 or 4 major religions.
Literally,
it's mad.
Like you see a Hindu or a Sikh way before you see a Muslim. But yeah, 100%. That's kind of off the top.
But yeah, Boots versus Josh Kelly. When is that for?
It hasn't been announced. They haven't even announced the fight yet, but it will be next. In my opinion, he said he wants Boots to fight 3 times this year, which means the fight would have to be either like early September, mid-September times, which for Josh Kelly, like if you've been told of a date maybe weeks ago, Josh Kelly, you probably don't need more than 8 weeks.
And is there any type of redemption arc there for Josh Kelly? Because he kind of fell off a cliff. He was seen as...
If I'm Josh Kelly, I'm like, whoa, you dropped me, Eddie. You dropped me. It wasn't even the fact that I signed with Ben Shalom. It was the fact that I lost to David Avanesian and you dropped me. And you didn't invest in no other welterweight other than Boots and Ben. Yeah. So if I am able to beat Boots, I'm like, middle finger up to you, you made a mistake kind of thing. Now, I don't see that happening. Yeah.
I'm just looking at his record now. He has been on a run of wins.
I mean, it's Avanesian lost, and then after that he fought, was it
he beat Peter Kramer.
Yep.
And he's had some 12 rounders, so he's three or 4 stoppages.
And his last fight was actually a decent win as well.
Flavius Bayer?
No, the one before that.
Ishmael Davis.
Yeah. That's the one. Davis. That was actually a good fight.
Yeah.
Ishmael Davis, that was actually a good fight. I mean, who did Ishmael Davis fight the other day? Was it Boachuk we watched, didn't it?
Yes.
We were live for, and Boachuk knocked him out. But yeah, Josh Kelly versus Boots. There's definitely enough incentive for Josh Kelly. If you beat Boots, you're right on the big time. You're going to get a big fight. No,
well, this is a big fight. If I'm looking at the quality of opponent he's been fighting since Troy Williamson, no disrespect, Placido Ramirez has got 3 losses on his record. Ishmael Davis, but he was quite early in his career, 13 wins but undefeated. This is the fight. You're right. After this fight, if he could beat him, there'd be big opportunities. But this is his big opportunity to get those big opportunities.
I don't know how big it can actually get for him, though.
For who? For Josh Kelly?
Maybe the only person who could it be that would be bigger? Maybe a Eubank, but then I'll be at 60. I'm just trying to think in terms of finance.
In terms of where he goes to next.
Yeah, like what? Eubank. Who else? If he was to beat, he's definitely beating Boots. But if he was to beat Boots, who would he fight?
Does it open up a Virgil fight?
But is Virgil financially better than Boots?
Depends how it's packaged. I mean, with the Saudis behind it, it could be.
Maybe.
This isn't on a ring card.
No, it's not.
So Virgil versus Josh Kelly, if Josh Kelly were to beat Boots on a ring card, it's probably more money in that.
Yeah, probably. You're probably right about that still.
But yeah, best of luck to both men. I don't see Josh Kelly getting that win. But I mean, it's only one loss, right? It's only one loss on his record.
Yeah, Avanesian.
So, and David Avanesian is he's not a joke, man.
I'm saying that though, Boots battered Avanesian, but yeah.
Is what it is. Now, we didn't touch on it, but we'll touch on it now. Josh Kelly's promotional situation. We want to talk about Ben Shalom. It looks, obviously, his deal with Sky has come to an end. Yeah, a lot of fighters are just in the ether. They don't really know what's going on.
For me, I feel like it's neglect and mismanagement for Ben Shalom. Because...
Duh.
Obviously. But I also feel like this is a Sky thing. Because I feel like Sky what I think has happened was Ben Shalom's fault. I can take my roster to the zone and people purchase my roster from me, so I just get another deal. If Eddie Hearn lost the zone, he's got 5-6 world-class fighters that you're going to want these fighters on. Kind of like when Oscar lost his HBO deal, HBO went out of business. That's fine. I just go to the zone because I got Canelo. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing. He didn't have that marquee name to say X here, and obviously the zone didn't pick him up. But I think the biggest issue is Sky didn't leave Ben Shalom to not do boxing still. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, really and truly, I didn't need you. So and
a lot of the fighters, apparently, I'm hearing that some of their contracts are with Sky.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. That was my point. So what Sky has done, which is a mad chess move, is, all right, cool, the zone's whipping our ass right now, but why don't we just do deals directly with the fighter? So this way, it's
but also, Ben Shalom wasn't promoting. Do you mean? He was, what fight was Ben Shalom involved in that his involvement got you more excited for the fight, apart from Eubank Ben?
No, but I feel like it was more because of his, what's it called, bro? I feel like it's more because of the fact that he had those fighters signed in his mind.
Yeah.
Bro, we're talking about a guy that sent the wrong contract to...
That's what I'm saying. He wasn't actually doing the job very well. Yeah.
His business acumen isn't good.
Yeah.
So, like, he could have been under the assumption... Like, let's keep it real. He could have been a person who thought, all of these fighters are signed to me. And then when Sky showed him the contract, Naji, they're signed to me.
Is Ben Shalom a bad businessman, a bad promoter, or both? And the reason I make that distinction is because
both.
He picked up Fraser Clark, he loses to Wardley. He picks up Buatsi, he loses to Callum Smith. He picks up Ben Whittaker. Ben Whittaker loses, albeit he avenged that loss. He picks up Okoli loses to Chris Billum Smith. Like, there's a real problem of...
He picks up Billum Smith, he lost to Zerdo.
Yeah, so there's a big problem of actually being able to assess the right talent at the right level And then there is the actual business acumen and skill of, okay, I can pick up a Billum Smith. Maybe do I avoid Zerdo and put them somewhere else? Or is there a way that I can maneuver a Cody to make him look better than he was?
So to answer your question...
We've seen other promoters move fighters and make them look better than they are.
Of course.
Atoma has knocked out Dempsey McKean and he's ranked as the #1 challenger for a world title. Yeah, that's good. That's trash from a WBO perspective, but that's great from a Frank Warren perspective.
I mean, to answer your question, he's a bad businessman and he's a bad promoter. He's a bad because I think Frank is one of the best businessmen. Like he's one of the best businessmen. Eddie Hearn's an amazing promoter. He's an amazing promoter. So my uncle always says to me, people pay for your skill, they don't pay for your time.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, just because Ben Shalom gave his effort, I definitely don't feel like Ben Shalom didn't give his effort. He probably tried his best. But you're just not good enough. And at the end of the day, at the top level, these guys are high-class businessmen. Sky probably lost a lot of money in the first Eubank Ben fight. You negotiated a deal with the Zone for that fight to be on the Zone the next time around. Obviously, Conor Ben, Eddie Hearn and all that, whatever. I now can do a deal directly with Eubank. I now can do a deal directly with whoever, Ben Whittaker, whoever it is. Mm-hmm. But the biggest thing is, because even Josh Buatsi, I think we're going to speak about that in a second, but Josh Buatsi, he's going to Frank. What he relied on was a lot of fighters who didn't have a good relationship with Frank, didn't have a good relationship with Eddie, would go and sign with me because it's the only other option.
You got the pom-pom that everyone else has beat.
Facts. Now, not only that, you got the pom-pom that everybody else has discarded.
Yeah.
Forget the fact that people beat it. Because there's some pom-pom that I've beat that I might still want peace from.
Yeah.
But there's some pom-pom that I just don't want. It's just it's just not the
yellow sticky pussy.
Yeah, it's just that, fam. Yeah. I just don't want it.
Reduced to clear.
Like, come on, bro. Like, that's just standing out on the side of the road with begging for £25.
Yeah.
Like, that's what you're accepting right now.
Yeah.
You ever grow up on a block here and you see the man that's got bare money, maybe his parents gave him bare money or whatever, and he's just got the biggest sket in his car.
Yeah.
You ever seen that before?
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, you don't even know what you've done.
Yeah.
You've ruined the game.
Yeah.
But this is where Ben Shalom is right now. Ben Shalom is that guy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's cool, but Sky are big time players. They've always been big time players. Now they are second or even third fiddle in the UK.
How much is this Sky's fault for taking someone like Ben Shalom who doesn't have any background in promoting or any background even in boxing? Because I feel like there were times where...
it's not Sky's fault at all.
There were times where, to me, the whole thing looked very Channel 5-ish. Very ITV. Nah, not even ITV. Very Channel... I'll stick at Channel 5 because ITV boxing wasn't terrible. And the reason I talk about Sky is because what I'm saying is, like, I know you're going to say, like, who else was there? But there are better ways to have gone about this situation.
I felt like, at the time, Frank Warren and Sky could never do business again after what happened back in the day. Eddie Hearn has set his stone with the zone. You lost your main, like, chief executive in Adam Smith, who is amazing. Like, let's not...
Yeah,
no. He's amazing. Yeah. Adam Smith is amazing.
He's known as the voice of British boxing.
He and also he knows the game.
Yeah.
So you lost him. And then, to keep yourself in the game, I think Sky done a great job. Because if you think about it, how many people are just not in boxing anymore? HBO left, Showtime's left, you know what I'm saying, Fox is left. They're just not in boxing anymore. And TNT, they lost their deal with Frank. They're not in boxing anymore either. So I'm like, Sky's actually done a decent job to even still be relevant to a certain degree. They got a piece of the money from the Conor Ben Eubank fight. Do you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, they done well to keep themselves in the game. They just played a chess move and said, you know what? We will do a deal directly with the fighters instead of doing deals with Ben. And I feel like that for me is if you're a broadcaster, that's the way forward.
Yeah,
like, I'm not going to give you no large upfront money anymore. Yeah. Come to me on a fight by fight basis. I'll bid for the fight. Yeah, that's literally how it's been.
Yeah, I think Sky bidding for fights makes more sense. I saw an interview of Adam Azim and Hamza Shiraz was next to him, and he said, someone asked him, like, what's happening with you in your next fight to Adam Azim, and he said, I don't know, I haven't heard from Ben. And Hamza Shiraz said, well, if Ben don't act soon, then he'll be signing with Frank. Do you know what I mean?
But you know, Frank might just do it out of spite, though.
Yeah, 100%.
Frank, let's keep it.
But also, it's not just that, you're broke. Like, if a company goes bust, they have no money. You don't want a company to go bust when they owe you money because you can't get that money back. Right. The company don't exist no more. So you can't even sue me. What are you going to sue me with? With what lawyers? With what money? Literally. Do you know what I mean? So if that's what you're telling everyone. You ain't got the backing of Sky.
You ain't got the backing of nothing.
You ain't got the backing of nothing. Do you know what I'm saying?
Because, bro, let's keep it real. You can't get a broadcasting deal tomorrow.
No.
Do you know what I'm saying? If you got to get in a broadcasting deal, it's got to be something that you've been talking for the last 6 months. Someone like Eddie Hearn, if he's in the last year of his contract, best believe he's got 5-6 offers before we even get to the point.
100%.
Let's have that conversation. How are we allowing our main broadcaster contract to expire the same year you do the biggest fight in history? How are you allowing that to happen? How are you allowing that to... Remember when PBC, yeah, you knew when their deal was expiring because they would do bare Mayweather cards, bare big cards. How are you letting that happen?
Yeah, they call it the contract year.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Yeah. It's poor.
That is a poor businessman, bro. Poor businessman. I genuinely feel like you could have done a better job.
Well, this is what I was going to say. There were a lot of people, not just me, not just you, but a lot of people around the media, around boxing in general, that were looking at individual fighters. We're not always right, but looking at individual fighters, and a lot of the fights he seemed to put on, he was constantly rolling the dice. Do you know what I mean? And you don't have that many big names in the state. The one like Ben Whittaker was not rolling the dice. He should have beat Liam Cameron. That was kind of standard. And then he came back and avenged that.
Some of them worked. Like obviously the Fabio Wardley, Fraser Clark worked because you ended up getting more money from that when it ended up getting sold to Saudi. Yeah. So that worked. Conor Ben Eubank.
But Fraser Clark lost.
No, he lost, but it worked in terms of the first fight was a draw.
Yeah.
That got you the big boy money fight in Saudi, then he lost. But you still got the big boy money from it. I'm saying...
But I'm talking about in terms of his stable. That rolling the dice, fair enough, that was a draw, then he lost. Akoli.
Yeah, there was a big investment. Akoli's the biggest one. Akoli
and Buatsi.
Yeah. Akoli and Buatsi is the biggest one. Because for me, you lost so much money on that
I think you made money from Clark and you made money from... Eubank. Besides that, if Eubank goes,
who else did you make money from?
There's no one else. Caroline Dubois. Do you know what I'm saying? Like who else has come through this kind of? She's probably the only one that's come through this kind of unscathed. Adam Azim. Maybe.
No, but Adam Azim never reached the level that he fought, and now he's at 40. It's going to be hard for him to win a world title. It's going to be damn near impossible.
Yeah. But a lot of that is because he's 140 is a stacked division, but also he's not been active enough. Mm-hmm. He's not fought.
They don't have the dates, innit?
They got no dates.
Frank's gonna be laughing because the moment Frank signs,
he's gonna be picking up these fighters for cheap.
That's what I was gonna say.
It's like Newcastle getting relegated. It's a fire sale.
The moment Frank signed to the Zone, he automatically had an unlimited amount of dates, purely and simply because Frank's stable. At the time, when he left TNT, was very top heavy, extremely top heavy. Tyson Fury, Daniel Dubois, Derek Chisora, very top heavy. He never had a lot of middle tier guys. Obviously, Hamza Shiraz maybe, but he never had a lot. Now, give me. Now I can make Buatsi versus Yard. If Yard loses to Benavidez, Buatsi's gonna sign to me. Easy fight.
Yep.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, if Sam Noakes loses to Abdullah Mason, maybe I can make Azim versus Sam Noakes. I don't know, I can do anything.
Yeah.
Like I've got.
You've got the players on the chessboard, yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
My competition is losing their pieces off the chessboard, and I've got the most pieces.
Facts, and the reason why he doesn't have to fight with Eddie, because Eddie, when was the last time Eddie done a major signing in the UK? Who was the last person Eddie signed in the UK?
Yeah,
Eddie's been
all the top up and coming. You'd say the top 5 up and coming talent in the UK. You're looking at Atoma, you're looking at Hamza Shiraz,
Ben Whittaker,
you're looking at Ben.
No, but at the time, you can't say that. At the time, he got one Olympic silver medalist, bro. You can't. Did he not? Before the Liam Cameron fight,
it's fine. I didn't say anything.
No, but before the Liam Cameron fight, in terms of name, forget ability. In terms of name, he was probably one of the biggest, bro.
Yeah, Ben Whittaker.
He's gonna go sign with Frank as well.
I'll throw Sam Noakes in there. All them up and coming British talent.
Nick Ball. Yeah, like
Nick Ball's ready though, right?
Huh?
Nick Ball's ready.
Nick Ball's Frank.
Oh, he's with Frank as well?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
All the British up-and-coming talents.
That's what I'm
Frank.
saying. You got all of that.
Yeah.
All of that.
Yeah.
All of that. Now he's got a solid stable, bro. And I'm like, if I'm
Dennis McCann was there at one stage.
Yeah. If I'm Frank, I'm like, bruv, I get in all of you, man, because I got fights for you, bro.
Yeah.
I got dates for you. Bro, but Ben Shalom's getting cooked right now. And Buatzi's signing to Frank.
Yeah.
It's mad.
Yeah. It's peak.
After all of that, after the...
I've never seen a slave master fail before, blood. I've never seen
it.
I've never seen it.
Literally.
Plantation not generating profit.
Trust me. There was one stage I thought the Buatsi fight and Yard fight was going to happen without Frank. Because remember when Yard left...
Yeah, the contracting.
How
have you salvaged that situation? This shows...
He's got the whole 100% of the pie.
This shows that boxing and business in general is just about surviving.
Facts.
This is what we were talking about before the cap. It's just survive. You survive for as long as you can and it will all come back around.
Facts.
And you just survive. And then when it's hot... You have to
Just
strike
make
while
the
the
most.
iron's hot and make the most as you can, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? So,
Shout out to Frank, bro. Man's a hustler, blood.
No, 100%. He's too experienced, bro. He's been doing this for a long time, bro.
Man, Barrington Levi and that.
He's been doing this for a long time, bro.
He's too experienced.
Doing it for a long time. If you were Bomac, slight change of topic, would you be advising Crawford? I know Bomac's not the gym man, but would you be advising Crawford to come in light and move around Canelo, or would you be advising him?
The best person to talk about weight.
Maybe not. Do you know what I'm saying?
No,
but would you advise him to come in light and jab and move around Crawford, or would you advise him to come in heavy and expect to absorb some shots? Because the main criticism that he gets from people, Crawford, is that he does get hit, especially early when he's in the stage of downloading data. By the middle rounds, if you haven't put damage in him, it's going to be a long day because he gets a bit like Usyk. He gets progressively better, but in the early rounds, he'll probably get hit with punches that he's never been hit with before since his mum beat him. Do you know what I'm saying?
Trust me.
So what would you advise?
Whatever it is, it has to be natural. I've seen so many people do this put on weight thing, and when they get in the ring, it's literally mad. Like the example that I like to use the most is the Rugando Lomachenko one. Like I'm like, raw, bro, you literally looked a whole different person.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, and then obviously the Rugando that was piecing up man at 118. Yeah, at 118. They ain't the guy that's at 126, 130. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you're just not the same person. So I'm like,
how natural can it be though? Because once the fight's signed, you've got a certain weight you have to get to.
I was gonna say, but you have people like Sugar Ray Leonard. Do you know what I'm saying? People like Sugar Ray Leonard who, when he moved up, it was natural. He just fought at his walk around weight. What I'm seeing from Crawford isn't him walking around at his natural weight. I'm seeing Crawford get big.
But are we watching?
And I don't want to see that.
But are we seeing? Did we see Sugar Ray Leonard jump up 2 weight classes at a time, or did he move 1 weight class at a time?
Sugar Ray Leonard was retired and then came back at middleweight.
Yeah.
Crawford was fighting at 54 this time last year. Now he's fighting at 68 1 year later. That is 2 weight.
Is it not
classes.
a catch weight?
No,
it's at 168. Canelo's a pussy, man.
No, but Crawford said that. Crawford was the one. Crawford said, when I win, I don't want you to have no excuses.
Fair enough.
So the issue with me...
14 pounds is a lot.
More than a lot.
14
and
pounds is a lot.
And it's how you put the 14 pounds on. Because here's the thing. What I am seeing, to go back to your question, what I'm seeing is, I think Bomac and Crawford are trying to get him as heavy as possible to be functional. That's what I think. That's what I think is going to happen.
Because Crawford's a 12-round fighter. Will he still be a 12-round fighter with that extra weight?
I don't know what the game plan is how to win. I assume they know that they can't beat Canelo by stopping him. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah?
I would imagine so.
So if you're not going to stop Canelo, that means you're preparing for a 12-round fight.
Yeah.
I don't know how functional, because there's 2 ways of doing it. When Devin Haney fights Brian Norman Jr., he's moving up to 47. But he's probably going to be the same size, if not bigger than Brian Norman Jr., because he probably rehydrates. So
but he's also naturally bigger.
Exactly. So what you're not going to see is, instead of him having to cut the weight, he's just not going to have to cut. With Crawford, he's putting on the weight. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's not like Crawford is walking around at 180 and then cut into 54. Crawford's probably walking out at 170 anyway.
Is there a bottom limit to Crawford's?
No.
There's no bottom limit.
No.
So he don't have to come in at 168, right? He could come in at 164.
No, but it seems like, that's what I'm saying, because
it seems like he's pushing it right to the edge.
When Charlo fought Canelo, he couldn't even make 68. He couldn't make it. Like, he was just too small.
Yeah.
He was just too small. 168 was too big for him to reach.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? He went from 54 to 68. It looks like Crawford's doing the exact opposite. Yeah. Maybe he wants the exact opposite result, but he's like, bro, I am putting on 30 pounds. And
to be fair, with Charlo's the worst example, because Charlo didn't even really turn up to fight.
Yeah, but I'm just saying he didn't even make the weight. Yeah. So that maybe was a mindset of where I didn't even care about winning or losing. Yeah. Whereas I didn't want to see this way of, because Crawford looking big, pause. Yeah. He's looking heavy, bro.
Yeah.
He's looking real heavy. He's looking like all part of 190.
Yeah.
And what you're now doing is you're now fighting at a bigger weight. Now you're gonna have to still deal with the rehydration and cutting weight. And I don't get that.
Yeah.
I genuinely don't get that. Yeah. You might as well just come in at this, like, maybe 10
The only advantage is maybe the punch resistance. But other than that, I'm with you. I don't get it. You know, I was of the thought process that, you know, if this was amateur boxing, which it isn't, I think Crawford can jab Canelo's head off all day. All day. Do you know what I'm saying? Now, he does need to be a bit bigger if Canelo decides to move around a lot more. But Canelo can't really move. He can't move around the ring. But he does need some extra size just in case for the wrestling.
10 pounds maybe.
Yeah.
Not
I wouldn't mind seeing him. That's why I
pounds.
said, can he come in at 164, 165, 162, something like that?
You could even come in at 168, but just not have to rehydrate. Do you know what I'm saying? So just be at 168. Because some people, what he's doing is coming at 183, cutting weight to then rehydrate to 183. Just don't do that. Just come in at 168, whatever you know what I'm saying? Whatever you naturally come in at.
What does Canelo rehydrate to?
He's probably going to rehydrate to 180, 185.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So he's trying to match him in terms of weight. That's a functional weight for Canelo. It's not a functional weight for you.
Yeah, correct. And you fight very differently. Whatever happens, if they're the same weight exactly on fight night, I'm concerned and think that Canelo probably wins. The only way that Crawford wins is if he comes in a good 6, 8, maybe even 10 pounds lighter than Canelo on the night of the fight. Once they've rehydrated. That's what I can see.
That's what I would have wanted to see.
Yeah.
But I don't see the purpose of you doing that and then being 180 now or 190
unless you're going to come in and try and box him in a way that you don't normally box.
That's my point.
You're not a stand and trade guy. You can trade, but normally
is he being influenced by this Mickey Mouse, cat and mouse, rat and mouse?
No, I don't think so. No, not if you're Crawford. I don't think so.
This whole Tom and Jerry thing.
No, not if you're Crawford. No.
Cool.
No, I think you're too experienced. I don't think you care enough about the Saudis. It's a one-off fight.
Bro, the Saudis are saying it's a flipping. They're giving a knockout bonus for that. Bro, what is that?
It's
really?
irrelevant.
Is that even wow?
Crawford can't knock out Canelo, and Canelo ain't not one out in 3 years. 4 years. So that's great.
What are we doing?
Do you know what I'm saying? So it's you might as well give that to Don Charles' son. Do you know what I mean? Because there's the same chance of him knocking out Usyk. Like, do you know what I mean? So if it goes 12 rounds, it's anybody's fight. Facts. With the weight, if it goes 12 rounds and he's light, it should go Crawford. But the way that he's shaping up size wise is looking a bit crazy.
Yeah, I feel like the second half of the fight he is looking to take over.
But in one camp to train for a 12-round fight
at a whole
massive weight is different. It's you're asking a lot.
No matter who you're sparring, it doesn't make a difference.
You're asking a lot. You're not going to spar many people that hit as hard as Canelo.
He could.
At a natural 168, walking around at 168.
No, but you just spar like cruiserweights, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's not the same. It's not the same in terms of the wrestling, in terms of the moving around the ring. It's not the same. It's actually not the same. Because, do you know what? Sparring someone that actually hits harder than your opponent, I don't even think that's good. Because logically you think that you're building your punch resistance, but
it just doesn't.
Do you know what I mean? And then when they buzz you. Like, you need to be prepared for what you're actually going to face. There's no simulation for that. Do you know what I mean? He could have killed him with movement.
That's what I was going to say. That's why I feel like the biggest thing he should have focused more on was prevention instead of the cure.
Yeah.
I feel like he's focused on the cure instead of the prevention.
Yeah.
And that's what I would have designed the camp around prevention.
They might have overthought this a little bit, I'm not going to lie. But let's see. Hopefully, I still hope Crawford can win. But at least we're seeing this fight. Do you know what I'm saying? There's other big fights we're not seeing.
Trust me.
Man are ducking each other, promotional differences, or the new way that you don't fight people that you don't want to fight. Just punch up your baby mum and go sit down in jail for 6 months.
Trust me.
That's the new thing.
It wasn't up until today did I realise that the fight actually got rescheduled. Until you told me today. Because I'm thinking, we're 2 weeks away from
Tank versus Roach. Yeah.
Because the thing is, he beats up his baby mum so often that I just thought is just regularly part of the camp.
Yeah, that's how I was going to. That's how he stays in shape.
We're going to compensate for the 2... Like, when he negotiates a contract with Lamont Roach, alright, cool. There's going to be...
This is why he fought someone a weight class below him. He's used to fighting Gyal.
Literally. Like, we're gonna take 2 weeks out of the camp because he's going to beat up his baby mother. That's just going to...
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's just part and parcel of when he's doing camp.
Yeah.
Like, it's just so regular at this stage.
Yeah.
Like, so for me, I didn't actually know, but... He's partially to blame for why August is so shit. Because we're talking about fights. And next week would have been the media week. We would have seen bare shit.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? We would have seen bare shit.
Roach's dad's an entertaining character.
Yeah, and Roach is entertaining. Yeah. Tank's crowd, the people that attract, you know what I'm saying? The whole talk. We're not talking about anything. And at this stage, I'm like, what is there even more for Tank to give?
I really do think that some people are saying that he's finished. And I think that people like Tank would rather be finished from outside the ring antics to give themselves an excuse than be finished inside the ring. Almost like, maybe they don't know it. Like some people are like, I'm not saying he legit beat up, but I'm just saying there are people who have imposter syndrome and there are people that have like self-sabotage. They can only get so successful before they sabotage themselves. Do you know what I'm saying?
It's like with the have you ever watched Equalizer?
Yeah.
And he tells the story of the Russian boy.
Yes.
And the Russian boy killing his step parents because he didn't want to ever find out whether they really loved him or hated
100%.
him. And it's like I get that impression from Tank.
He's full of self-doubt.
At some stage, I'm making millions. I'm on top of the world. I'm the face of all of this. At some stage, this shit's gonna crumble.
Yep.
But I don't want it to crumble for something that I didn't do.
Yep.
I don't want to give my best and it still crumbles.
Yes.
So I rather F up and say it was my F up.
A bit like Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson's got endless, and Mike Tyson's my favourite boxer. I'm not attacking him, but he's got endless excuses as to what Mike Tyson's the best to ever do it that never did it. He was the youngest heavyweight champion of all time, and he was a heavyweight champion, so he did technically do it. But in terms of he underachieved, but he had the excuses of Robin Givens and going to prison and Don King, and he's got all these excuses.
Obviously, Cus dying.
Cus D'Amato passed away, and lots of these excuses are valid. They're valid excuses, but they're still excuses. And this is we're in the hurt business, as they say. Do you know what I'm saying? And you're only as good as what you can actually produce.
The issue with Tyson and Tank is Tank will be villainized. Yes. I'll tell you why. Purely and simply because Tank, his last fight, if this is it, his last fight was a controversial draw with a guy you fought one weight class below. In an era where either Shakur, Devin, or Teo is going to be extremely successful. And you have
fringe people like Brian Norman Jr. that people would look at and say, you didn't fight. There's a lot of food left on the table. If you go out like this now...
I mean, you think about, there's so many people.
There's so many people.
Hitchens,
there's so many people.
Keyshawn Davis.
Yep. You're in a great era.
Someone is going to carry this torch. I don't know who it is. It might be Keyshawn. It might be Andy Cruz. It might be Shakur. Somebody is going to carry this torch.
But I think that as good as his knockout record is, because he's not a heavyweight, one of the reasons he won't be seen the way that Mike Tyson is seen is because Mike Tyson built a lot of goodwill with his audience before the fuck-ups. Do you know what I'm saying? He had the nights against Spinks, he had the nights against Burbick, and people love Tyson.
Tyson was never seen as a doc.
No.
He never seen it. No. That's why I feel like with a lot of...
He's seen as not being able to win against the guys that these generations of guys would have just ducked. Do you know what I'm saying? Like he didn't perform that great against Holyfield. He obviously lost against Lennox Lewis. Buster Douglas more of an Andy Ruiz shock moment, but I don't think that people still rank Tyson over Buster Douglas. But I'm saying people literally rank Lennox Lewis over Mike Tyson. People rank Evander Holyfield over Mike Tyson. No one ranks Buster Douglas over Mike Tyson. That they give you the allowance that was an off night, and that Lamont Roach night may have been an off night. People saying that's an off night. We'll give you the allowance. It's an off night, but let's see you come back and do this again. But your whole world is crumbling. So now it looks like you really didn't even believe it. This is self-inflicted. Do you know what I'm saying?
Because didn't he... No, it was the fight before. Because one of the fights he came out of jail for going into... I think that might have been the real... Not Ryan Garcia fight. What was the fight after Ryan? I don't remember. Maybe Frank Martin or something. Frank Martin fight. He came out of jail for domestic violence again. Yep. So I'm like... it's not like Tyson got arrested for R again. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, at what state? What are we doing here?
Yeah, what
are we doing here, bro? Like, come on. Like, what... At some stage, you got to put your hands up and say, bro, this is my fault.
It's the same question marks that people are asking about Daniel Dubois. There's a certain level you get to and you fail at that level over and over and over again. Do you know what I'm saying? So at some point, we have to just say, this is your level. And actually, you're not the level above that.
But with Tank, though, it's not. He's never failed inside the ring. So it goes back to your original argument of, does he know this? Do you know what I'm saying? I would... Because I never thought about this before.
This is the cherry pick, remember?
In fact, I never thought about this before. But I genuinely feel like if you were to put a gun to my head and ask me what the reason is, I think that's genuinely the reason. I genuinely feel like...
He doesn't look at Devin and believe in himself. He doesn't look at Shakur and believe in himself. He doesn't look at Keyshawn Davis and believe in himself. There's someone out there. He believes that I'm going to fall. And I almost fooled already. Bear in mind, he's undefeated. We can understand AJ looking at Tyson Fury and thinking, I don't fully believe in myself, because he's lost. He lost to Daniel Dubois. He lost to Andrew Ruiz. We understand Mike Tyson after the Buster Douglas fight looking at Lennox Lewis and having a bit of that self-doubt, because you've lost before. This is a person who's never lost before. This is as invincible and as on top of the world as you're ever going to be.
And the whole world behind you. Like, you got to bear in mind, bro, you are literally one of the biggest fighters in America.
Yep.
One of the biggest.
You claim to be the face of boxing.
Literally.
You're not. But you claim to be the face of... And I can understand why you feel that way. Because you are the face of boxing in your community. You're not globally, but in your community, you are the guy.
Trust me. 1,000,000%. And I feel like he's literally looked at it as a case of, you know what? This is all going to come tumbling down at one stage. But I'm going to make it tumble down because of me.
100%.
Not because of me.
In 20 years' time, he'll be on podcast saying, if it wasn't for that effing B word, I would have been here, I would have been there. He's given himself the excuses of the future.
Fact.
Man's got anxiety.
Trust me.
And I don't want to hear he grew up in Baltimore and he's got PTSD, but I don't want to hear all that. He's got tens of millions in the bank.
Because he didn't start like that.
Yeah, but even still, the whole point of being successful is that you transcend where you come from and you go to different places.
No, but that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. If Tank had this problem going into boxing like Tyson, then I understand. You made it to the top.
Yeah.
You don't need to go back there.
Yeah.
We're at the promised land. We
signed with Floyd. Yeah.
We signed with Al Heyman. We got all the money. We just beat Ryan Garcia. Bro, everything's as good as gold. You made it here.
Yeah.
Cool, you had a shaky night with Roach. But you even...
Becoming a multi-millionaire, becoming super successful, becoming a world champion, and then starting to thump up your baby mum is madness.
It's madness. It's
not acceptable if you were doing it before, but I can understand you were already doing that before.
Yeah, fact.
You were already doing this.
It's like comparing King Von to 6ix9ine.
It doesn't make sense. Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't make sense. Exactly. You made it, bro.
You're boxing 6ix9ine. That's mad. That's mad.
Like, bro.
You got the thumbnail. You got to put the little rainbow hair on Tank. For the thumbnail. But yeah, bro. Yeah. 100%. And you're doing Roach. You're doing Roach out of a shot.
This is the greatest. This guy is probably one of the greatest duckers I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Because his way of remixing ducks, I've never seen it.
It's his fans as well.
I've never seen a man find ways out of fights more than this guy, bro. Beating up your baby mama has actually become the...
Yeah,
bro, I'm being real. Like, literally. You can't even say, well, I was going to fight Roach, but I got arrested. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't... It is so set in stone. Like, it's such a...
You can't even say, I was definitely going to beat him because you drew last time.
But I'm more saying that you can't even say, well, he's just making that as an excuse. He definitely beat up his baby.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he's definitely arrested. He's definitely in prison. Like, you know when Dubois, maybe he was sick. Maybe he wasn't. No, he definitely beat up his baby.
AJ against Ruiz. There was some problem backstage where we don't know what it was. Yeah, then we know what your problem is. We know. It's documented.
He made sure that you had a problem. We ain't no speculation, bro. I'm going to pump up this gal and then you're going to arrest me. You know what I'm saying, bro?
Yeah, he's going to go down as one of the greatest to ever do it that never did it.
Facts.
See what I'm saying? And that's just what it's going to be, because because his legacy is going to age so badly. He's got wins that could age well.
I think some of his wins have already aged badly.
Yeah.
I think some of his wins have already aged badly.
The Rolly win is aging well.
But it's kind of also aged bad as well, because Rolly lost to Rolly lost to Pitbull Cruz. Yeah. And then Pitbull Cruz lost to Ryo. Do you know what I'm saying? And then Ryo lost to Russell. So it's like, bro, Ryan Garcia then lost to Rolly. Do you know what I'm saying?
In 10 years' time, we're not going to be looking back at this period, which is a great period of 135 and 140 pounders. We're not going to be looking back at this era and thinking this time was
dominated by a tank.
No, but we're not going to be looking at this time and thinking like, okay, what were this era is not defined by Cruz and Ryan Garcia. Right. This era is defined by Devin,
Loma,
Shakur, Tank. Do you mean these are the guys? And you wouldn't have fought any of these guys.
One of these people include Keyshawn in the mix. One of these, I don't know who, but one of them is going to be the Sugar Ray Leonard. One of them is going to be the Sugar Ray Robinson. It could have been you, but you doing what you're doing is basically cementing it, saying, because we've had errors like this before. Porter, Furman, Crawford, Spence. Do you know what I'm saying? Danny Garcia. There's one person's going to be Crawford. Andre Wood, Kessler, Carl Froch, Jermaine Taylor. Andre Wood goes through. Adonis Stevenson. One person will go through.
There was the Eubank and Ben and what's my man that would do
Michael Watson.
Who's the other big black American guy that they wanted to fight? I don't think they fought him in the end.
Roy Jones.
No, not Roy Jones. Not James Toney. Can't remember.
Mike McCallum.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, you've got these eras of all these fighters, and like I say, of the top guys, you haven't actually fought any of the top guys.
Any of them. So yeah, you're going to be the best to do it that never done it.
Last thing I want to touch on before we wrap this episode up, I just want to hear from you, because obviously the British media is going to British media, the American media is going to American media. The argument for both these people is, Claressa Shields' argument is that she's multiple weight world champion.
Undefeated.
She's undefeated. She's absolutely amazing. But unfortunately, she doesn't have the quality
of
opposition to be considered the greatest women boxer of all time. And then on the other side, you've got Katie Taylor, who lost to Chantel Cameron, has had some controversial decisions, but the British people feel that she is the greatest female boxer of all time for her story and where she's come from and all that kind of stuff. So I want to hear from you, because you talk about Claressa Shields. I think you have her as your greatest female boxer of all time. But I just want to hear where you stand on that and what your thought process is on both.
In 2019, this was my first print press article.
Okay.
First ever.
Who is it for? Do you not want to say?
I can actually say, because their company disbanded, so I can say Pugilist magazine. Okay. So with them, they were doing their last ever edition. The last ever issue was on women's boxing. Claressa Shields was the face of it, and they asked me to do an article for it. And the article that I done for it was, should women be in the men's pound for pound list? That was the topic. Now, in that topic, I said, in my opinion, they should be. Because I feel like pound for pound list is, obviously, I don't look at...
Not against each other, but for their own...
For their own people. You know what I'm saying? Accomplishment versus accomplishment. Like, obviously, Michael Phelps is the greatest swimmer. But Michael Phelps is a bad example. Okay, obviously Usain Bolt or Simone Biles is one of the more, is like pound for pound one of the greatest Olympians. but she's not the greatest gymnastic person. Like, there's men who's better than her, but she is by far the best. Serena Williams is better than Andy Murray.
Yeah, even if she'd be ranked,
do you know what I'm saying? Pound for pound, she's better than Andy Murray. Yeah. So my point is,
and what I like about tennis is that people that know tennis know that. Andy Murray knows he would beat Serena, but also knows that Serena is better than him.
Better than me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm saying she's a better player than she makes she does more with her ability than I do with mine.
Yeah.
And that goes down to my point. When I look at the skills of Katie Taylor, I do not see a fighter I see a fighter whose accomplishments has made the most, but in terms of what she actually does, she doesn't. I see a person who, when I watch Katie Taylor, forget who she's fighting. If she was fighting a bum and Claressa was fighting a bum, the level of ability that I would see in Claressa Shields will still be far superior than Katie Taylor. Now, when you talk about, who they fought, it's irrelevant. Do you want to know why? Because Errol Spence had a better resume than Crawford. He still got knocked out and never won a single round. Yeah. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It does not. Pacquiao had a better resume than Marquez. Marquez knocked him out flat on his face. Done. Yeah. AJ had a better resume than Ruiz.
Yeah.
It don't mean anything. Because when I put on these gloves and we fight, I'm better than you. And cool, you've beaten better opposition, but you're not nice like that. You have to struggle to win. I don't even know how great I am because no one's ever pushed me to the limit.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? No one's ever pushed me. I ain't even had a tough fight. I'm just brushing people. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I've had to invent weight classes for me to have a tough fight, and I've still won every round.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? I'm like, we don't know. You know, Bivol.
Yeah.
Because he had Beterbiev, we saw the best of Bivol. We would have never known how good Bivol was. Yeah. Because he was beating everyone so easily.
And there was a time when he had the ugly fight against
Craig Richards.
And then people started to doubt him, and then he had to come back and show levels.
At the end of the day, when you're at your best and I'm at my best, I'm better than you.
Yeah.
And I don't care what people says. Like, English people are going to say one thing, American people are going to say one thing, white people are going to say one thing, black people are going to say another thing. Yeah. Irish people, whatever. At the end of the day, when we look at the hardcore facts that's in boxing, she does not throw a jab better than Claressa Shields. She doesn't have better footwork than Claressa Shields. She doesn't have better head movement than Claressa Shields. She hits at a much less percentage and gets hit at a higher percentage. On what green earth are you a better fighter? Yeah. You fought better opposition.
Your resume is better, but
your resume is better. Yeah. But that doesn't mean...
And also, I'm just looking at their box racks. Her resume is better. I'm not taking anything away from her, but she has a lot of rematches. She fought Pursoon twice. She fought Chantal Cameron twice. She fought Amanda Serrano 3 times. And she's got 25 fights with 1 loss. 26 fights with 1 loss, right? And she's 39. Claressa Shields, not as many, only 17 fights. However, she's 9 years younger. So there's still time not to, in the next 5 years, let's say, there's not going to be way better female boxers coming out of nowhere. But there's a lot of years for Claressa Shields to continue to build that legacy. Katie Taylor's pretty much finished.
No, she's done. Yeah. She's done.
Yeah.
What, Claressa Shields is 30, right?
Yeah, she's only 30.
In 5 years' time, there's a chance Claressa's still fighting.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. In the next 5 years, you could leapfrog what?
Of course.
If you fight twice a year, you'll be better, like not better resume, but longer.
Yeah, and
more fights.
No, bro. I don't even think it's a competition. I don't even. What's the argument for Katie Taylor?
Just the titles that she's won. I think they start going into, obviously it's Britain, innit? Remember we had this conversation off camera with Ricky the other day about British fans and British sport. Remember the Anthony Yard video? And it was like they started talking about stuff that was like her story before pro boxing, which is an amazing story. I didn't know this about her. She actually used to dress up like a boy, and I didn't know that.
Like
and that's
on a Mulan thing.
And pretend to be a boy so she could go fight in the gym and all that kind of stuff. And all of that is amazing. But when we're talking about pound for pound rankings, that has nothing to do with the story. Do you know what I mean? That has nothing to do with what we're talking about. But that when I'm seeing on TalkSport or other outlets when they're talking about Katie Taylor, that's where they're going to of trying to sell the emotion of the story rather than the kind of granite facts of what happened.
Facts. I mean, if you want to sell the story, emotion of the story, I hate. And Claressa Shields is a person that's easy to dislike.
Yeah.
Because she's a brash black woman.
Yeah.
Like, I love Claressa Shields.
Yeah, yeah.
But she ain't everybody's
She's not palatable for everyone.
Yeah, do you know what I'm saying?
She like Teofimo Lopez or something.
Yeah,
like that.
Trust me. Bro, have you ever... I met Claressa Shields in person one time, bro. That girl is a boss, bro. She was walking through the MGM Grand, yeah. This girl's hips and this girl's legs and she's a unit, bro.
She might have to fight Remy Ma, man. I'm waiting to see that fight.
Apparently, she might fight Muhammad Ali's daughter.
Yeah, Layla Ali.
Layla will get broke up though.
Yeah.
Stay retired still.
Yeah, I'm surprised she's only got 3 knockouts. I know women don't knock people out, but I just thought...
It's the 2 minutes, bro.
Yeah.
That last girl she fought, bruv, she pieced that girl up as well. And the maddest thing is, one thing with her power is actually translated up. She's moved to heavyweight, and she's knocked out
She's my height. She's a heavyweight.
Yeah, she's had to though, innit? Yeah. She had to. Like, she's fighting these big bitches as well, bro.
Yeah. I think the Savannah Marshall win's probably her best win.
Or Hammer. Christina Hammer was a good win as well. I think Christina Hammer was undefeated at that time.
Yeah, she was 24-0, yeah.
Yeah, so...
yeah, it might have to get to rematch territory. Because that's what... Katie Taylor's fought Serrano 3 times and she's won all 3. Like, in the men's world, there wasn't even a justification for a third fight.
Yeah, there wouldn't be.
But also, I think that Claressa Shield has got a fairly uncontroversial win record.
There is no controversy.
Whereas
none.
Katie Taylor lost to Chantel Cameron, which we know. The first Amanda Serrano fight, very, very controversial. The first Delphine Pursoon fight, in my opinion, she definitely lost.
Yeah,
right. So that was. If it was men's boxing and it was watched by more people, that would be a much bigger uproar.
Even when she fought Natasha Jonas, I thought she won, but it was a close fight.
Yeah.
There's not that on. Like, I remember when the only reason why I know about the Hammer fight was Christina Hammer was built to beat Claressa Shields.
Yeah.
Bro, it was 10-0.
Yeah.
Like, she won every second of every round.
Yeah.
Like, Savannah Marshall was supposed to be a tough fight. She had a tough round.
I can't remember the last time I saw Katie Taylor bop someone 10-0. Do you know what I mean? Just to explain the levels. Like, I don't think it's ever... She's fighting a better opposition.
Even when she fights bums.
Yeah.
Even when she fights bums, she don't win 10-0. That's my point. Yeah. Even when she fights bums, bro.
You just don't have the ability to win 10-0.
In real life, she's kind of made certain people better than they actually are.
They've got the... Like, I guess the refs have got the Cindy Serrano fight back in 2018. The refs have got that 10-0. 100-90 all the way through. I haven't seen it, but fair enough.
Because if you think about it, Delphine Pursoon, she's a good fighter, but you shouldn't be nearly losing to. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, bro, I don't know, man. Bringing it back to just women's sport in general, bro. Like, certain women's sport shouldn't be allowed. Like, some people just shouldn't be allowed to. Like, when the Lionesses thing. Lioness just won the
shout out Chloe Kelly. West London, Ealing, Euros. Yep.
Cool.
Back-to-back Euros.
Back-to-back Euros. Big boy things. Credit to them as well. Big up to them. But I'm like, people just want women to just do shit that they just don't need to do, bro.
Like what?
Like, alright, cool. The country's behind the Lionesses. Bare people are just forcing this down people's throat, bro.
I don't think I agree. What do you define forcing it down people's throat? I didn't even know the Women's Euros was on until I put on the TV randomly, and on BBC One or ITV it was the quarterfinal, and I was like, right, it's the quarterfinal.
Do you feel happy that England won the?
Only because there's a few Arsenal girls in there.
Bro, you're chatting shit, fam.
I'm not.
You're chatting shit.
Do you
watch England? You watch Arsenal women?
I do watch Arsenal women.
You're lying.
Not regularly, but maybe like I said, not. Last season I probably watched 5 games, but I know.
Nah, you didn't even watch that.
I did.
By accident.
No. I knew the games were on, but sometimes like I'll watch the women. I'm not trying to say like I watch women's football all the time, but sometimes no football. It could be international break or something like that. I keep an eye on the Arsenal players. So Leah Williamson signed for us when she was 9, and she's been our captain for years and years and years. So I follow Leah Williams. Chloe Kelly's from Ealing, which is obviously the borough that I'm from, and she scored the winner. Yeah, she scored the winner at the last Euros. So kept an eye on her, and Alicia Russo is Arsenal striker. So I know that Arsenal, Beth Mead plays for Arsenal. I know the Arsenal girls, but the rest of the team, I couldn't tell you anything about them.
For me, I don't care about women's football. I don't care about it.
But I've heard a couple people say shoved down our throats. I wouldn't say shoved down our throat. Let me just make this point. I didn't even know it was on TV. One second, let me finish. Shoved down our throats is like, there was a time where I could not I call it the Kardashian factor, yeah? There was a time where I could not get away from Kim Kardashian. I've had to block all the Kardashians and all the Jenners on my Instagram. Every time I open Instagram, it was everywhere. Or Love Island. I don't watch Love Island. I've never seen it. Every time I go on Instagram, maybe it's my algorithm, but it's just Love Island, Love Island, Love Island. That's where I feel like I don't engage with it, and it's everywhere. The women's football, I don't feel like was everywhere. The only places I've seen it personally, bar social media, the only places I've seen it is when I put on the TV, saw it was the quarterfinal. Ricky said to me, "Are you going to watch the final?" So I think I watched the last 10 minutes of the semi-final because it went to penalties. The penalties were shit. The quality is not good. I'm not saying the quality is good. All this, they should play the men's pay. Stop, right? But I'm just saying. Then the final was on. So while I was cooking, I said, fuck it, I'll put the final on TV. And then I saw when I was working, when they came back, there was a little parade for them by Buckingham Palace. That's all I've seen. So for me personally, that's quite non-invasive. Just because somebody called into LBC and said the exact same phrase you said of all this women's football shoved down our throats. I'm like, it's not shoved down our throats. I feel like
the angle you've looked at is kind of wrong.
Shoved down my throat to me means...
Do you feel like it's non-patriotic to support...
I don't support England.
Okay. Do you feel like the country itself support English sport?
Yes.
Heavily?
Yes.
And they believe that the people who are in England should also support England?
Yes.
Do you feel like that should be the case even if it's women's sport?
Yeah.
No, that's a load of crap. That's a load of crap, bro.
How much you support and how much you care might be different.
No.
But when Arsenal's women win the Prem or the Champions League, I'm like, oh, that's good. But I'm not calling you like, what are you saying, Shane? It's not like that. It's not the same level.
No, but you said that there should be a care for women's accomplishments.
Yeah.
I don't feel there should be, bro.
Why not?
Because...
Other than just misogyny, why not? Or is it just I'm a misogynist and that's the end of the conversation?
No, because at the end of the day...
we just sat here on our podcast, which we co-own.
You're never going to let me speak.
We just sat here on our podcast and you just spoke about who's the best women boxer, in your opinion. So there is some level of care.
I'm so glad you used that as an example.
Yeah.
I do not support Claressa Shields because she's American. I don't support Claressa Shields because she's black. I support Claressa Shields because she's an amazing athlete.
Okay.
I feel like people support women sport, specifically women football, because it's England. And you literally just strengthened my argument. That's a load of shit, bro. You shouldn't support someone because of where they come from. That's shit. That's dumb. You should just support them because they can perform. They're good enough.
I think it depends. It depends.
Bro.
If my mum side of the family from a small island called Grenada where there's only 100,000 people, if there is someone in the Olympics, we don't have many Olympians. If there's someone in the Olympics who's from Grenada, all the Grenadians are going to support that person, even if they are fucking shit.
Facts. That's a fact.
If man are saying they support as much as the men's, then I just don't believe you.
But the example for you,
if someone just put on the TV randomly,
but the reason why that's wrong is because the reason why it's an accomplishment is because they've done well to even get to the Olympics.
Yeah,
the Grenadian person.
Maybe not.
No, you have to. You
can't
get to the Olympics without you can't get to the Olympics in the Caribbean without going through many trials.
Okay.
And running certain times. So you've done well to even compete.
I didn't even say it was a runner. It could be someone that throws shot put.
But you have to go through certain trials.
And it could be somebody it could be somebody that does a sport that not many people in Grenada do.
Right,
so
cool.
they're top of that.
Let's use Jamaican bobsled.
No, because Jamaica's a big island.
Bobsled.
Bobsled.
No, let's use Jamaican bobsled.
No, because you're going back 20 years and Jamaica's way richer than a small country like Grenada. You guys have millions of people. Obviously, I'm Jamaican as well, but I'm saying that island, I don't want to use Jamaica's small compared to England, but massive compared to other Caribbean countries.
No, but we're using England as an example. You can't then use Grenada to compare it to England, but compare Jamaica to
if right
Grenada.
Now, the whole point of something like the Olympics is literally supporting the country of the people that you come from, unless it's Usain Bolt, where everyone loves Usain Bolt. The average English person right now, if they put on their TV and they see fencing and they do not watch fencing and they see a little England flag and a little Swedish flag, they'll want the English person to win. I think that's fine.
No, but that's not how the consumer, that's not how the package has been pushed for you for the English football.
But you keep saying pushed. I'm trying to ask you, where is the package being put? Pause. Where's the package being pushed? It's nuts. But I'm saying, but I haven't seen anything be pushed. I watch the football. I assess the football as I watch it. And that's it.
Do you feel...
When
you just said you felt pressured.
When Chloe Kelly scored the penalty, I was like, yes, go on Chloe Kelly, because she's from West, where I'm from, and she supports Arsenal. Then Ricky said to me, that penalty shootout was shit. And I didn't say, no, it was good. I said, yeah, it was shit. The penalty shootout was awful. But for you individually, I'm happy for you.
But as I said, is there an expectancy to support England because you're English?
I don't really consider myself English, but you mean for the average English person?
For the average English person.
I imagine so. I'd have to get English, man.
That's what I'm talking about.
What's the problem with that?
That's what I'm talking about. Bro,
how's that push? Who's pushed that on them?
Bro, this is a culture in this country, bro.
That's not pushing then.
Nah, of course
if there's a culture, if you're born into a culture, where everyone, okay, push.
Yeah.
Do you like Gyal?
I personally like Gyal.
Was that pushed on you?
Huh?
Was that pushed on you?
No.
Okay, cool. We all born into a culture where older man them like Gyal. So now I can say, well, the culture pushed it on you.
No,
if they didn't push it on you, wouldn't like Gyal.
But here's the thing.
What are you talking about?
But here's the thing. If everybody around me didn't like Gyal, I would still love Gyal. But if everybody around these English fans stop watching English football, they'll stop as well. It's just a wagonist behaviour. I don't really like that.
I don't see how you're seeing it as a wagonist behaviour.
It is, bro. Everybody's just jumping on the bandwagon now.
Who's everybody?
Like patriotic.
Who's everybody?
The media outlets, which is controlling the propaganda machine. This is the biggest propaganda machine for one. And then for two, the general man on the street. Are you outside? What? Are you outside? Are you Ray Charles? Were you not outside, bro?
When?
Just every day. Like,
yeah.
Since they've won the World Cup, do you not see this?
They won the World Cup as Euros.
Whatever crap they won, I don't care. Do you not feel like there's this big, country push behind this woman thing?
That's what I've asked you this question 10 times. I'm gonna smash the laptop.
Everywhere.
I haven't seen it.
That's what I'm saying. You're Ray Charles, bro.
Where were you seeing it? Don't tell me everywhere. Where? You said outside. Where? I've never walked down the street and just heard random people talking about the women in the Euros. Who are you talking to? Who's randomly bringing up the girl? The only conversation I've had. I work for myself. You work for the white man. That's the problem. The only difference is, the only time I've heard it be brought up in conversation is with the man them when they're laughing about how shit the quality is. That's my guys who play football.
You know what it is? I'm gonna say what you used to say to me.
Yeah.
You're just around the wrong people then, because you're not around enough variety. Because I'm telling you, if you watch the news, if you watch the TV, you watch the news.
Sometimes, not all the time, but I watch the news, yeah?
My mum watches the news every day.
I told you, I watched BBC Breakfast the other day, 6 till 9, and they were showing the parade of the women. I think that's fine. That is something prominent that's happening in the country today. That's supposed to happen.
But you personally said that you feel like it is push. Let's not use push, because you have a phobia against the word push.
No, it's not push, but
you feel like the people who live in this country expect people who are also from this country to support our women because we're British, and I feel like that's not a good enough reason to watch football or support a. That's a different. I think that you. I can't remember. You lot let me know in the comments, but over the course of this conversation, you've moved the goalpost. No.
You've moved the goalpost.
Based on
we were talking about Claressa Shields.
Based on push, I feel like because there's that expectation that they look at.
But they're trying to grow the sport. So they're not. I don't think that they're pushing it. But even if you wanted to make that argument, even if you wanted to make that argument, they're trying to grow the sport. I haven't been anywhere and seen anyone talking about the women's Euros that I wouldn't have naturally seen people talking about the women's Euros. Anywhere.
But you just said you felt that there's an expectancy to support England women.
So
where does that expectancy come from? If they're not pushing it,
you asked me my opinion. I don't know if that's true. I don't speak. There's 65.
You know it's true.
There's 65 million white people in this country. I'm assuming it's true.
No, you know it's true.
I'm assuming it's true. No one in this house is white English.
You see by the comment section is going to prove it to me.
You're going to have to clip this into.
Of course, the comment section is going to prove this to me. You know the comment section is going to prove this to me.
Go on.
Because the comment section is going to prove, by people hating me, is going to prove that they're just going to look at me as like non-patriotic. And it's going to prove my point. It's going to prove my... What? I got some white people who have different opinions about that.
We're Caribbean.
Do you not have the British benefit of having a purple passport? Or a black passport?
That man can suck my dick. I don't know what they're talking about.
You're British then, innit?
Yeah, I'm British, of course, but I'm not English. Scotland has a football team. Northern Ireland has a football team.
But you were born in England.
Yeah, I know, but you said passport. My passport is British.
You reap the benefits of being English and British.
British, not English.
Yeah.
British.
Yeah.
That's 4 different football teams. Wales have a football team. I support Gareth Bale.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, this is a British team that's won.
It's an English team that's won. Not a British team.
No.
It's an English team.
It's an English team, and England is within Britain. So if any of the British teams had won, you should celebrate because you reap the benefits of being British.
I could make the argument about. I could make a long, convoluted argument about any football club in Europe.
I'm just saying, innit? We're just seeing a lot of people support this shit because of country instead of quality, and that is the biggest reason to bring it back to the Claressa Shields and Katie Taylor thing. It's a country thing, and a white man thing.
It's not. What are you talking about? If there's a boxing fan that's not from Ireland and not from America, and you ask them who their best female boxer is of all time, they might pick one of those two.
And the people who pick Katie Taylor would have to be white and Irish. There will never be American that would say that.
Forget Americans. You said it's only you said the people that support Claressa Shields, it's a country thing. That's what you just said.
And Katie Taylor.
Okay, but forget about Katie Taylor for a second, because you're changing it to only Irish people support.
No, sorry. People will support Claressa Shields because she's better.
That's the point, right?
No one's going to support.
You're saying no one outside of Ireland thinks that Katie Taylor is the GOAT, is what you're trying to say.
Or anyone who's white.
Yeah.
That's my point. Kind of like the Eminem argument that you're making.
Oh, like Tyson Fury?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, fine. That's a totally different...
So my point...
You could have said that in a more succinct way.
So my point
is... No one who's not white and English thinks that Tyson Fury beat Usyk.
Yes.
Okay.
Facts. And my point is we came a whole full circle.
But you didn't... That wasn't... You took 8... I wasn't getting that... Just the point you were trying to make.
The whole Lioness thing.
Yeah.
I feel like people only support the Lionesses because they're English.
The difference is, though, the Lionesses did win the Euros. So it's not the same as Tyson Fury's argument where he lost and they're now trying to argue that he actually won, or that the Lionesses lost, or that the Lionesses lost and then people are like, oh, but Spain cheated because blah, blah, blah. They actually won. And so people go, yay, they won.
What was the caveat to every single time you said you had a conversation with a man? What was the one consistent...
The quality was shit.
Okay, so you're still watching it. Why?
It was on TV.
No, but why are the man watching it?
Because it was football. There's no football. Arsenal played pre-season. I watched the football.
So man them will just watch football even if the quality
I watch football. If there's football on TV, remember it was.
I can't do that.
Remember,
I got better things to do.
Remember, it was on terrestrial TV. It's not paid. It's on BBC One. It's on free.
It doesn't make a difference, bro.
It does make a difference.
You get free TV regardless of what it is.
Stop. Stop. But I'm just saying, it's on iPlayer. It's free, so it's not it's not the same as like you could say, well, why don't man then watch Sunderland? Well, man, I've got to pay a Sky subscription or pay for a bookie box to watch Sunderland. But this is while I'm cooking in the kitchen, it's on iPlayer. So let
me ask you a question. I'm pretty sure Love Island's free. You don't have to pay for that. You watch that?
But I'm not a fan of reality TV. I'm a fan of football. I'd rather. It is football. Of course, it's football.
I'm saying cool.
You can't say it's not football.
They follow the rules of football.
Even if it's bad quality football, you can't say it's not football.
I don't watch that crap in it, so I don't know. I can't watch that crap.
You never seen it?
I've never watched.
So how can you make a comment on the? How can you watch the? How can you make a comment? How can you make a comment on the quality then?
45 minutes of a football match.
Shout out Chloe Kelly.
Because it's so crap. That's why I can't watch it.
Shout out Chloe Kelly and Leah Williamson.
Would you listen to me sing? Would you listen to me sing?
I've never heard you sing. You might be a good singer.
No, but I can't sing.
Okay, cool.
So if I couldn't sing, would you listen to me sing?
No, I wouldn't listen.
But there's no other person listening to music. So why don't you listen to me?
But I have access to music. I can just.
So if you had no access to music, would you listen to me sing?
No.
Okay then.
I might have to. I might have to. If I was in jail if I was banged up and you was banged up in the next cell and you were singing, I can't stop you from singing.
No, but would you want to listen to it?
I might not want to.
But you want to watch this?
I wouldn't mind watching the football.
Fairs. I hear you, bro. I hear you. We have different standards.
This is just misogyny. Are you a misogynist?
I love Claressa Shields. I love Serena Williams. You know what I'm saying?
Are there any white female athletes that you like or non-black?
Let me have a look.
Chantel Cameron's good. Chantel Cameron beat.
No, but I'm not gonna lie and say I go out of my way to watch Chantel Cameron. This is tough because the next person.
They're like Maria Sharapova.
The next person I was gonna say was I used to like women's tennis regardless who the person was, but a lot of these people are black still. Like
Maria Sharapova.
No, I didn't really like her because I wanted Venus and Serena to win.
Yeah,
but she was like, but I watched.
They're friends now.
Yeah, facts. I like Ronda Rousey, but I don't really go out of my way and watch her. But I liked Ronda Rousey.
Okay.
What did I actually like a white woman for? I'm actually thinking. This is a tough one, you know, because the next one I was going to say was Simone Biles, but she's black as well. Like, there's literally no white athletes that I actually like.
When you watch the Olympics, do you? Let's just put. I was going to say Jamaica or Britain, but obviously Jamaica. Yeah, that's I don't know.
That is the dumbest question you could have ever
asked.
But
if there's something that like Jamaicans aren't in, like gymnastics or swimming, do you look at the British people at all? Or are just like, it's not my country, fuck it.
Let's look at boxing.
No, let's not. I've asked you about the Olympics.
No, because
about Olympic boxing or just
Okay,
yeah. Outside of boxing, because you're a boxing fan, but I'm just saying you put the swimming on, and there's France, Germany, England, Sweden, Brazil. Do you look at the England team at all?
I don't look at any country.
You just whatever.
I just watch it.
All right, cool.
Like diving,
yeah.
Diving, for example, I just watch it, bro.
Yeah.
Like my mum used to love steeplechase and shit like that. Not steeplechase. It's the one where the horses do the equestrian.
Yeah.
Steeplechase is the long distance hurdles, isn't it? The equestrian. I don't give a crap. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Yeah. All right. You're some type of.
I might be racist.
You might be racist and misogynistic.
I might be racist and misogynistic.
You might be.
This is what I'm finding out.
Yeah. What a way to find out.
I literally need to start liking white women athletes.
I just feel like I said.
There has to be one white woman athlete that I like.
No
has
boxer.
To be, blood. Nah, fam. There's not a boxer. There's not a white.
Yeah, there's not really. Yeah, that's fair. Boxing's fair.
There has to be a white woman athlete that I like.
There's a Leah Williamson's Arsenal captain. Follow on Instagram. She's Arsenal until she dies. Chloe Kelly, like I say. She's Arsenal.
Racist.
Beth Mead, Arsenal. It's just the Arsenal girl. Literally, outside the Arsenal girls, I think I'd struggle. Alicia Russo, Arsenal. We signed up from you lot, actually. So it's just the Arsenal. Like, I couldn't name you the whole team, but the Arsenal team.
I couldn't name you one player that plays for Man United and plays for.
You don't love Man United, man.
I don't love Man United women.
You know, it's a football club, isn't it? It's a club. You've never played football. If you go to the club,
that's a load of shit.
When I used to play football and go to the club's there. It's a club.
Because I've never supported women in. This is gonna sound mad.
You never supported women in anything.
I've never supported women in any sport that wasn't Jamaica. Like in team sport that wasn't Jamaica. Maybe though, this proves my point though, innit? This does prove my point though.
So you're part of the problem.
You're part of the problem. Because I only support Jamaica, so yeah, you might be right. Maybe because I don't feel the affiliation with. You're right. Because I supported Jamaican women in the World Cup when they made it to the World Cup.
You're gonna hand back your passport?
Nah, I kind of like the purple passport still.
It's not even purple anymore.
Nah, my one's still purple.
Oh, is it?
I got
a black one.
I got 1 year left still. I'm using that passport all the way to.
You're gonna get a Jamaican passport?
Nah. What's the benefit of having a Jamaican passport?
Rep your people, them innit. You know what I'm saying? You want to come and celebrate. You want to come and celebrate the Lionesses.
I rep them with my vocal voice.
Nah, man.
But I still want the white people visa and the white people passport.
For any white English people, them report my man to the Home Office, blood. You know what I'm saying? Do you know what I mean? Stop the small boats and that, blood. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
Shane
I'm
out.
pretty
Vote
sure
reform.
That's how your family got here as well.
Vote reform. What? How?
By a boat or something.
My people swam here.
Exactly. My dad actually remembers the boat journey, blood.
I swear
to God.
That why he was swaying when I saw him.
He didn't be drinking.
That's episode 18. That's a wrap. Let us know. I don't even remember the topics now, blood. Do you know what I'm saying? Crawford, is he coming in too heavy? Shane, is he a racist or a misogynist or both? And Ben Shalom, he's done out here, blood. Do you know what I'm saying? So Tank, yeah.
Free Tank, innit?
Are we ever going to see Tank fight a man? Or is it just Tank versus Katie Taylor next? Do you know what I'm saying?
Maybe you'll get some credit for that still.
Who?
Tank.
Yeah. She dresses like a boy again. He won't fight her.
Yeah.
That's just what it is. Peace and love. We're out.